Hello, everyone. Teddy Atlas with the fight. And let me just do this. Just get rid of that. Teddy Atlas here with the fight with my son, who's a little under the weather. I appreciate him doing this. He's had fever all day long, but he's he's shaking it off, and he's going to be here with me, and he is here with me. I appreciate it very much. And we're gonna get to the main event, of course, a little bit later with Tank Davis and Roach. But first, we'll start off. We'll warm up things with Russell and Valenzuela for Valenzuela's title, who he won it against Pitbull Cruz. He's gonna have to use the same kind of strategy, to be honest with you, that he used with Pitbull Cruz, I think, which is control the outside, use the jab, do some counter punching, keep the better puncher, Russell, from getting too close and make him pay it for a price on the way in. I think it's going to be a harder fight than the Cruz fight. It was an upset. You know, he pulled off in the Cruz fight, a good upset. Me and my son were there in LA when that fight took place. We were sitting there ringside watching. But Cruz is very predictable. You know, tough guy, fun guy to watch, great guy to watch. But wide with his punches, predictable, one-dimensional. And Russell is better technically. He's not as fat with his punches, not as predictable, not as one-dimensional, and he's a southpaw. So it's going to be interesting. You got two southpaws squaring off, looking into the mirror, looking at each other. And here we are, the first round. First thing I want to do with the fans out there, thanks for being here with us. And I hope you're going to enjoy this watch along live streaming that we promised you we'd be doing. And we're keeping our word. My son's keeping his word. We're doing it. Sometimes the TVs aren't synced up, right? They're not on the same time. So I want to just let the fans out there. First round just started, 2 minutes and 22 seconds I have of the first round. I'm not sure. I think my son's television a little behind me. You there, bud?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm waiting for the second round to begin now.
Oh wow, you're ahead of me. All right, you're way ahead of me. I'm slow. How come I'm slow? You're younger. You're younger. You're faster. Your TV must be younger and faster. Well, the Southpaw, so far, what I expected. Valenzuela's got to do the boxing. He's going to try to keep Russell from getting in. Again, I think it's going to be a tougher fight for him because I just think Russell is technically sounder than Cruz, more buttoned up. He's not going to give him as many opportunities to counter because he's not as fat with his punches. You know, he goes to a butcher and he gets the fat cut off. So here we are. 1 minute, 22 seconds, first round on my set. And Valenzuela trying to own the outside the best he can. And Russell looking to get inside. I don't think it would be a bad idea for Russell to dedicate to the body, that thin body of Valenzuela. Russell putting punches together pretty good. Good fight so far. Real good fight so far. I know it's very early, only 2 minutes in, but both guys, I'll tell you one thing, they're not taking a round to warm up. I think Russell's got a little edge so far, although Valenzuela's looking to catch him coming in, as we talked about, which I think will be his MO, his strategy, his method of operation, to catch Russell coming in. I think he's going to need that uppercut. He used it well against Cruz. I think he's going to need that uppercut and try to time Russell coming in. Russell just having a good first round. So the end of the first round, I gave that round to him. I'm not keeping official score, guys. I'll leave that up to the fans out there, but I gave that first round to Russell. You there, bud? Bud?
Yeah, I'm here. I think you're behind. I don't know what's going on with your television, but hopefully we could get you caught up. I got 50 seconds left here in the second round right now.
All right. Well, at least I have it, but let's see. My engineer just came in the room.
Yeah, I see that.
Your mother. As everyone knows, I'm a caveman, right? I'm not too good with technology. Here we are, 37 seconds left in the second round.
There you go.
So I guess we caught up. And so I missed the whole first part of the second round, guys, while we're dealing with this technology and a slow set here. And it's all my fault as usual. But Valenzuela's looking for that uppercut. You know, that's one thing I feel good about. What did I say in the first round? But Valenzuela's going to have to start using the uppercut. And what did he? Well, what I see here in the second round, but at the end of the round, he's using that uppercut. Much better round, it looks like, for Valenzuela in the second round. I didn't see the first three quarters of the round, unfortunately, but the end part of the round was a good finish. You have to fill me in, bud. But the first, I'll tell you this, the end of the second round was a good finish for Valenzuela. And again, using that uppercut to slow down Russell coming in.
Yeah, I missed it trying to get situated here and get to see how far lagged you were. So I'm going to have to catch up.
As long as we get the kinks worked out before the main event, that's what it's all about. But it just started the third round, 2 minutes, 54 seconds, guys. That's where I'm at in the third round. So I hope everyone's with me. Hope you're with me, bud.
Yeah, I'm behind you now. So now I just began the third round.
All right, so I'm in the third round. I don't know what happened in the first three quarters of the second round, but like I said, Valenzuela, what I saw, finished very well in the second round. So I guess I have it a close fight. First round I gave to Russell, the only round I saw the complete round. But again, Valenzuela, I noted early on in the first round that he would need that uppercut. And sure enough, he started using it. At least I saw it at the end of the second round. Earlier in the fight before this, Morello kept his title in a tough fight, close fight, you know, a tricky fight against Martin. But I thought it was a very close. I thought Martin could have stolen a lot of rounds or grabbed a lot of rounds, out hustling him. But Morello, when he started timing him, he started landing big shots. But this is a good fight right here, back and forth. Back and forth. Really, really good fight. I think it's showing me another thing. I always say the old timers, Customato, all the old timers always told me, but winning a title improves you 30%. I think Valenzuela has been improved just by winning the world title against Cruz. He just looks like a more complete fighter, a more confident fighter, a better fighter. Tough fight for him against Russell, who was a very good amateur, comes from a bloodline of fighters.
Yeah, big improvements by Valenzuela the last several fights under Robert Garcia.
Yeah,
well,
tremendous. Right. Robert Garcia, of course, Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year. Both guys, ebbs and flows, you know, that you love to see in a good fight, back and forth. Russell having his moments, and then Valenzuela having his moments. Valenzuela started off trying to control the outside. Now he's just trying to outfight him, getting on the inside, There's the uppercut and a good right hook by Russell, and some good body work by Russell. Both guys looking to press the fight, push the fight, be the boss of the fight. Good competitive fight. Good round, maybe an edge to Russell. Good round though.
Yeah, I thought so.
How do you have this fight from, a little discombobulated the way we started, not seeing entire rounds, but how do you have it so far? Tight fight, close for Russell?
Yeah, I can't say I missed that second round trying to get situated here. So I would give that last round to Russell though. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I gave the first round to him. There's some replays. I'm seeing replays here, but I'm assuming you are too. Good body shot there by Valenzuela. And left hand up top. Good body shot there again by Valenzuela. Jab's going to be very important. Always is, usually is, I should say. And especially in a fight like this, two talented guys, not a lot to separate them. Very competitive. Whoever wins the battle of jabs on the outside puts themselves in a position to do two things. One, to enter properly, to do something off the jab. In other words, set the table and then go eat. So whoever controls the jab has a better chance of doing what Russell's doing right now. Controlling the offensive flow, working off that jab by controlling the outside, being a boss on the outside. So again, you want to separate yourself in rounds that are close, use that jab when you're on the outside. And then the rest of it is, pretty elementary. When you get on the inside, well, outwork the guy. Right now, good start to the round by Russell, using the jab on the outside, being smart. Probably got good advice in the corner. I look at these punch numbers. I think we rely on them too much, but sometimes, I don't, but I think the commentators do sometimes. Rely on your sense of the feel of the fight and what you're seeing, the rhythm of the fight, the control, who has control, the pace, the tempo of the fight, who's landing the harder, more, effective, cleaner punches. Depend on yourself.
Right.
Don't depend on someone out there that's counting punches. I mean, it's almost impossible to do. I mean, it's not like it's AI where it's got X-ray vision. Come on, please. It's a human being. I tell you, it's a tight round. I think Russell's got the edge, but it's a tight round. Valenzuela, if he's missing anything this round, it's the jab. There it is, after I said it. And he's not using that uppercut, but at the end of the second round, when I was able to, tune in, the uppercut looked good and effective for Valenzuela. I haven't seen it since, really. There's a good body shot by Valenzuela.
Yeah, close round.
Yeah. See that Russell, he's better technically than Pitbull was. Pitbull's such a fun guy to watch. I get it. And he's explosive. But he is wide with his shots. You can punch inside them. You can predict where he's coming from. You can't count on those things with Russell. Tough fight. There's the locker room right now showing Gervonta Davis. Big, as you would expect. Big favorite. Hey, look, pound for pound, one of the top 5 fighters in the sport of boxing, at least in my estimation. You see those odds there, bud?
Yeah, 16-1 favorite tonight.
course, the bookies always have it in their favor, right? They always have the juice in their favor. 16-1, yeah, sure, okay. That's what you gotta lay. That's what the suckers gotta lay. That's what I'm a sucker. That's what we have to lay. But you only get back 900. All right, okay. Try to figure that out.
Yeah, if you want to try to make some money on Tank tonight, you got to take him by knockout or by decision, right?
Yeah. What's the under over? 7 rounds, somewhere in that neighborhood? I think it is.
Yeah, 7.5 rounds. Oh, the over minus 165, the under plus 125, 7.5 rounds.
Yeah, they figure it's gonna go some rounds. But it could be an under too. You know, a lot of people think Tank starts a little slow, so they're grabbing that over, thinking Roach is long enough, good enough boxer to get into the later rounds. Well, what did I say the last round, Bud? That Valenzuela forgot about his jab. It looks like he remembered it a little bit so far.
Yeah, the unofficial scorecards have Russell up 4 rounds to 0. Live betting, Gary Russell minus 400 favorite right now. It was just
Yeah,
about a pick 'em to start the fight.
yeah. I said that was going to be a tough fight. I wouldn't sleep on the world champion though. But Russell is going to be tougher than Cruz. I said it before. He's tighter with his offense. He's better with his defense. He's just technically a better fighter as far as pure technicality. Again, who's gonna own the outside with that jab? Valenzuela doing a little better job this round. But what makes Russell so tricky is, yeah, he is solid technically. He went straight back, got caught a little bit with the left hand, the power hand of a southpaw. But what makes Russell tricky is he's so solid technically. He's quick, he's fast, he closes gaps with his feet fast too, not only his hands like that. But he's got good timing, being that he's got the pedigree of a good amateur. He'll time you. He'll punch at the right spot, like right there, inside shots. And he's got good eyes, good vision, where he'll see and select the right punch for the right spot. If the uppercut belongs there, he'll see that, like he did right there.
He's doing some good work right now, Russell.
Yeah, he is. And he's controlling, he's like the wave in the ocean. He's going in and out. He's being the ocean, and he's trying to make Valenzuela the log, where he's in control of the flow of the fight, going in when he wants, coming out when he wants. You can see it. It looks like waves. Valenzuela, though, answering back with his own little bit of a high tide. I think Valenzuela would be well served to try to time Russell coming in maybe with a body shot. Slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to have to slow him down.
Tough round, but it looks like Russell had the edge a little bit. Again, better round for Valenzuela, but it looked like it was Russell. You see it that way, Bud?
Yeah, I thought this round was all Russell. I thought he did some good work, landing some big, effective, clean shots.
See what I mean by timing, Bud? That little short right hook inside. I don't know if you're getting the replays, but that uppercut on the inside, that's timing. That's technique. Short punches, not wide punches. Punching inside the little bit of space that's provided there by Valenzuela. Russell is very capable of punching inside punches and timing you. Cruz was not capable of that. His punches were fatter.
Yeah.
That's one of the bigger differences that Valenzuela is dealing with here with Russell, one of the more difficult things to really contend with.
Yeah, he's getting instructions from his brother, his trainer, Gary Russell Jr. So all 5 brothers named Gary after the father, Gary Russell Sr.
Like George Foreman, a book out of George Foreman's, a page, I should say, out of George Foreman's
right
family album. The great George Foreman. I always say that when I talk about George Foreman. He was special. Very special man, very special fighter. Two life, two lives of him. Two, a reincarnation. The first form and the second form. There goes the quick hands of Russell. Again, controlling the outside with the jab and then knowing what to do, knowing how to eat off it too. Look how quick Russell closed the gap. It's not just his quick hands, quick feet. Well, I was on this one so far. I said early on it's going to be a much tougher fight for Valenzuela.
Yeah. Yeah, and Russell looks much better than he did his last outing with his only loss versus Puello, who we just saw in the last bout. But styles make fights, and that fight he was hesitant. This fight, he looks like a different guy in there.
Yeah. Puello can be a little bit more unorthodox, a little bit more awkward, a little longer.
Right.
More of a counterpuncher. And he can lead when he has to, which he did tonight in spots. I thought, like I said, in the fight with Martin, he was getting out hustled in spots, but I thought he came on down the stretch with landing some well-timed shots. Boy, talk about well-timed, quick shots. Russell just landed on Valenzuela. Valenzuela is trying to ride with those shots, take something off him.
Oh, yeah. It's
I'm a
big
little
shot.
ahead of you. Let the people know now, but tomorrow we'll be doing a podcast. It'll be up Monday. And we got a lot of interesting stuff. We'll recap these fights. And of course, the main event coming up. We'll break it all down for you on the podcast, but we'll also break down the Paddy Donovan Crocker fight that was a very controversial fight from Ireland today. Very controversial. I'll give you a little bit of a reason to watch on Monday. I think the referee should be arrested. I think he should be investigated. I think he should be not allowed to ref another fight until there's a full investigation on what was going on with his seemingly connection to Crocker in wanting Crocker to win from early on in the fight. I mean, it was definitely a late punch involved, but Donovan was dominating. He was going to stop him. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb. He was going to stop him. And it was a late punch, but it was a lot of noise. Nobody could hear nothing. The referee did not handle it well. And he immediately disqualified him after taking points away during the fight, which was very controversial. Here's the replay here of Russell landing some good shots. Right hook and then a straight left hand. So if you want to hear about that Donovan fight, besides everything here, plus a preview of the great UFC card coming up next week, tune into the podcast on Monday.
Yeah, that's right. That was wild. I was gutted for Paddy Donovan watching that, ending in the disqualification.
For the people out there, I'll finish with this. I'm bringing handcuffs to the podcast on Monday, okay? I'm bringing handcuffs, and I want to put them on the referee, and that'll be the last time I'm going to say it. I want to put them on the referee in that Donovan Crocker fight. But right now, Valenzuela would love to handcuff Russell if he could, because Russell's hands are getting to him a little too often.
Yeah, he's pulling away. He's having his way, Russell. 12-1 favorite live betting right now. And
and Valenzuela are not a huge puncher, so even though some people would disagree with me, I mean, he can punch, don't get me wrong, but at this level, I don't see him as that kind of puncher where he could pull this out of the fire, which is always possible. If he does stuff like that, he just landed a left hand. But it's going to have to be with a little trickery, a little chicanery. In other words, bend low, throw high, or time Russell perfectly as he comes in. Maybe time him with your left hand over his jab if he throws the jab a little slow, where he doesn't see the punch, which is always possible. But he's going to need something like that. You know, a lightning bolt a little bit out of the sky.
Yeah, he needs something to keep him off of him.
That's why I said earlier, but if I was in a corner, I think, I don't know. I mean, he's got a great guy in the corner anyway, Valenzuela, but I would have wanted to maybe go to the body, time Russell coming in, try to slow down this guy who right now is just, you know, he's running hot. He's running hot. I mean, his engine is hot, you
Yeah,
know.
it is. Yeah, he's walking right through him.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing all his talent, fast hands, defense in between offense.
Oh, big uppercut.
Oh, he got caught though. He got caught an uppercut, but he came right back, right back. The way that, you know, the way you expect a guy who wants to win a title to behave. What do I talk about? You got to fight like a champ. You got to behave like one if you want to win a title.
Wow, good action right here.
Yeah, great action. Russell's round again though.
Yeah, big round. He might be pitching a shutout.
The Russell, for those out there that want to grab on that 12-1, it's probably higher now. But for those out there that want to grab the 12-1 and take the champion and hoping to catch lightning in a bottle, there's one problem. There's an uppercut by Russell against the ropes. There's one problem. There's the uppercut again by Russell ending. I don't think Valenzuela has that power at this level for one shot. He's going to have to put more than one together. And it's hard to do that with a technically complete fighter who moves his head after he gets hit, like Russell. You saw that end swell. That's more than an end swell.
He looks like the gladiator.
Yeah, he does. That's more than an end swell, but that's about 100 end swells melted together to make a mask. I mean, you know, he does look like
Maximus Aurelius.
yeah. What they call him, the Mexican? What was his
The Spaniard.
The Spaniard, yeah. The Spaniard. We had a Spaniard earlier. We were talking about Martin from Spain. He tried to win the title. He got a heartbreaking loss, tough split decision loss.
Yeah, second time he fell short going for a title. First being a tough loss to Teofimo Lopez.
100%. I tell you, he's an awkward, smart fighter, tricky, awkwardly clever fighter, Martin. He could out-hustle you in your spots. He could counterpunch. He could suddenly come forward. He gave Puello all he could handle. Right now, Russell's given Valenzuela, the champion, everything he can handle, putting him behind the 8 ball, making him, the more rounds go by, the closer Valenzuela gets to being a former world champ. And he's starting to know it now. There's that uppercut. He's looking at time. He's almost to the place now. He's looking at time, which I don't blame him. He's got to do something. He's got to have a game plan. Valenzuela is almost at the place, I think he's trying to time Russell with one big shot, either the uppercut to the body or the head. See, I had said earlier, I would have liked to see Valenzuela throw that uppercut to the body. Got to slow Russell down coming in. And to Russell's credit, he's going head and body. He's not just head hunting. Good fight, bud. Good timed shot. Timed shot by Russell again. He's not just throwing. He's placing shots. He's throwing at the right time. Russell's a good fighter. So is Valenzuela. But Russell was really on his game tonight.
Yeah, he's sharp tonight.
He's dominating. He's backing up Valenzuela, showing a lot of heart. The heart of a champion, Valenzuela. The heart of a champion.
Whoa. Couple big shots there by Russell.
Yeah. Russell's still gotta be alert. This champion is looking to nail him coming in. Either time him with a left hand over the jab if he jabs too slow, I said it earlier, or catch him an uppercut. Try to catch him coming in. That's what I'd be looking to do. You're way behind. I don't think you can win the fight unless you knock him out or at least drop him a few times. You agree, bud? You concur?
Yeah, I do. 20-1 favorite now on the live. So it's getting to that point. He's probably going to need a knockout to win or several knockdowns. But minus 310 will the fight go the distance. Plus 225 for no. Minus 310, yes, the fight will go the distance.
Yeah, look, it's trending that way. But you know what, bud? I'm going to put a suggestion out there, and I'm full disclosure. I just want a small play on it that Russell could still get a stoppage. It's against him. That's why the odds are the way they are. I'm full disclosure. The odds are the way they are because, you're in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. You got 4 rounds left, 12 minutes left. So odds are the champion is going to, even if he loses his title, he's going to go the distance. And he's shown a good chin here, but he has been stopped once in his career, earlier in his career, before he became buoyed by being a champion. So I'm admitting that it would be a smaller play, but I think it's worth taking a shot at looking for Valenzuela to get stopped, Russell to stop him in the next 4 rounds. How's that sound, bud? A small play, a responsible play, but being that you're getting that wood, being that you're getting those odds, it's worth a shot. And you never know. It could go the other way. Either way, you get the stoppage, you win, right, bud?
Yeah, you get this stoppage either way. That's right.
So I'm going to put a little play on it. I'm going to put the uppercut. I'm going to put a little play on it because Valenzuela needs to stop him to win. And Russell is catching Valenzuela enough, and he's not letting up. He's already lost his first opportunity for a title. He's fighting like he's not going to lose this opportunity. He's not letting up. He's not going into a different gear, slowing it down, going on cruise control. And because of that, I think it's worth a little play, although now he's going on a little cruise control, as soon as I said it.
Yeah, I think Russell, if he's willing to take those chances, he might have a shot to get him out of there. Keep letting his hands go.
I think he's going to get 2 chances. One right here with counters because Valenzuela's got to be desperate. So he's got a chance to catch him coming in, and then he's got a chance to just run punches on him like he's doing right here. So like I said, I'm taking the stoppage. I'm taking the stoppage.
Big shots right now by Russell. Good body shots.
And again, the reason I'm going to take the stoppage, the obvious is Russell can hit him, right? And he's doing. But I just don't think that he's going to let up because he lost the first time for the title. I don't think he's going to let up this time. That's how it affects you. When you've lost the title once and this is your second chance, you're going to do everything. And that means go for the stoppage if you can.
Right. Especially against a guy who's starting to evaporate in front of you.
Yep.
Huge round for Russell.
That's his brother there.
Well, I would like the under a lot more now after that round than heading into that round.
Well, not the under. You mean
Well, the
stop?
stoppage. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's past the under already. I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know what the over under was. There's the uppercut I talked about that Valenzuela should have been using the whole fight. I thought he used that at the end of the second round, but then I didn't see it no more. That's tricky. That's smart. That's why I said he's a smart fighter, Russell. He jabs to the body and then goes up to the head with the left hand. You got to give credit to Valenzuela. He's taking a pretty good beating and he's still game.
Yeah, he is.
But he is starting to get wilted a little bit. You know, when you start getting wilted from taking punches and the pressure, it's a combination of being wilted physically and mentally. And Valenzuela is feeling that combination. He really is, people out there. You know, like I say all the time when I called all the fights on ESPN, it's like a July summer hot day where there was a little bit of a puddle in the asphalt street and you go away for 20 minutes, you come back, there's no more puddle. The sun got rid of it. It evaporated it. That's exactly what Russell's trying to do to Valenzuela. All right, so I took a little play, right? I took a little play on the stoppage.
Yeah, we said before the last round, will the fight go the distance? No is plus 225. That is now a pick 'em. If it
Yeah,
will,
but
yes
we
or
got
no.
it. We got it plus 225.
That's correct.
You got it. You got it. Timing is everything. If you believe in something, you got to jump on it. You wait, you be late. And again, I think I like it. I still like the chances for two reasons. Valenzuela needs to catch him coming in with a big shot to win. And by being desperate, that means Russell might have a real good shot to catch him coming in. Which you can see Russell's doing now. He's not pressing the fight as much consistently as he was earlier, which I think is smart. He's got a smart trainer in the corner, his brother, former world champ. And I think he's being smart. He's looking for the desperate fighter, the fighter who's well behind to get careless, where he can counter him without pressing a fight and taking chances to blow the lead.
Right.
I think that's the mindset right now you're seeing for the most part. But if you can catch him going back, he will. But you can see it. Russell's not stepping on the gas the same as he did the earlier rounds. He's controlling him here with the jab, but he's looking for a trap. He's looking for a counter because he knows Valenzuela has to sell out. Oh, two more rounds to get to stoppage. See, when I watch the warm up here, watching the warm up of Gervonta, you know what I'm looking at? Yeah,
What's that?
we know that he can punch, but the way he puts them together and how short they are, no, not much air in between. What I want to watch for Roach is length. I want to see that jab. I want to see him punching on the outside. He's gotta own the outside if he's got a chance to pull off a huge upset. He cannot, I don't think anyway, live life dangerously in the trenches with Tank Davis, who's not only an explosive, dangerous puncher, he's got that uppercut, he can hurt you to the body. I mean, he can punch inside with a short shot, but he's just a complete fighter. He knows how to fight inside. He knows how to fight on the outside. He knows how to close the gaps. He knows how to set traps. He's defensively responsible. Your best shot is, if you're a Roach, is to, again, try to pull it off on the outside with length. and not be close to that power when you don't have to be. I think there's opportunities here now for Russell, and I think he sees it, to catch Valenzuela backing up, to go with him as he backs up, as he just did there. I think he sees that he could go with Valenzuela as he goes back a little high, a little stiff, a little straight, like that with the left hand. Two more rounds, championship rounds. I don't think there's any doubt whose hand's getting raised unless something falls out of the sky, which happens.
No, I don't think any of that in this one. You never know, but this one is pretty clear.
Yeah, and I guess
You would think.
I touched on it earlier. I don't think Valenzuela's quite. Good shot there by Russell, but he almost got caught too. That Valenzuela got good shit. Man, he's game. Wow, he's game. I still might get to stoppage though. 1:12 left. If he goes to the body here, Russell chooses the right punches in here and goes to the body, I think I might get to stoppage. Although he's coming right back though, he better be careful he don't get caught. Russell better be careful as he's opening up. He don't take a picture. He don't pose. Because you pose after you punch. When you catch a guy a good shot and the guy's still there, as game as Valenzuela is, he might come back and catch you.
Yeah, it gave Valenzuela a couple opportunities right there.
That's why he's not going as fast after him right now, Russell, to your point. That's why Russell's not pressing it forward like he did a minute ago. Because this Valenzuela, this is a good left hand. Valenzuela fighting right back though. Right back. Taking a lot of shots. I still think there's a chance for Russell. It's going to be all up to the 12th round. Does he coast home? Does he coast home to the victory, to his first world title? Or does he go for the stoppage? Does he pick up where he left off in the end of that 11th round? That is the only drama left for me. Does Russell stop him? Does he stop him? Or does he just win a decision, a one-sided decision? People are looking at him in the corner a little bit there.
Yeah, he's taking a beating. What a tough game, kid.
Yeah. Very tough kid. Very tough kid. So I wonder if that's the commission looking at him. I think somebody, I'm not sure. I don't have the sound on, obviously, so I can talk to you guys. But I was wondering if that was the commission looking at him. But now it's interesting. It's down to him and his brother. Does his brother say, hey, look, you got the title. Move, box, take no chances. Let's just get this thing, take it home. Or does he say, you know what, champ, put an exclamation point. I thought I saw the commission in there looking at him. Boy, they're looking at his eyes to see if his pupils are dilating properly. That's what they're looking at. They're going to let it go. They were thinking about stopping it for a second.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of punches.
Yeah. They still could stop this fight. You can see the commission might come up and stop it, or the doctor or the referee might be instructed by the commission. If he gets anything going, stop it. So we're still alive. We're still alive, people. That's the only thing that there's drama still here. We know unless Valenzuela lands a lightning bolt out of the sky, which is a little unlikely. Oh, but it could be with that uppercut. You never know if he could catch Russell coming in. I'll tell you one thing. Valenzuela, this is going to sound funny. He's getting what he needs. Russell is not coasting home. He's not playing it, close to the vest. He's not going into that prevent defense that you see in the NFL where, he's going to stay away and just move. He doesn't care if he wins the round. He knows he's got the fight. Well, he might do it a little bit. But what Valenzuela really needs is for Russell to go for the knockout. because that's his best chance to catch Russell coming in, maybe with an uppercut or a left hand. If Russell stays away and plays it cute, Valenzuela's chances of landing that KO punch to pull it out of the fire are very, very limited. He needs Russell to come forward. And that means Russell could stop him too. I get it. But Valenzuela can only win if Russell comes forward, I believe. And Russell's playing it smart and taking away my chance to get a stoppage on a bet. But it was still worth the shot, wasn't it, Bud? It was worth a shot.
Yeah, it was there. You could see it. I mean, for the odds, doesn't look like it's gonna win, but we still got a minute and 25 left on my TV.
Yeah, a minute 12 on mine. I'll take that 25 seconds. I'll take that extra 12 seconds.
Valenzuela is giving Russell the chance too, because he's not just trying to make it to the final bell. He's still out there trying to give it his all and win.
100%. And Russell now Russell said to hell with this prefect, and he's going after him. Somebody's mouthpiece just flew. Oh man, Valenzuela just landed a good shot. What a finish! What a finish!
Yeah, if I'm in Russell's corner right now, I just want to get to the final bell.
Oh man!
Oh, the uppercut.
Yeah, and a straight left hand to the head. If he goes to the body now, Russell still might get the stoppage. The trick here now, 20 seconds left on mine, but Russell can't get smothered. He can't smother himself. If he don't smother himself, I know I'm asking like crazy. He won the fight. But if he don't smother himself and he keeps those hands moving, he's got a shot. Oh, look at Valenzuela coming right back. Give Valenzuela credit. It goes to distance. Give Valenzuela credit for showing the heart of a champion. And you know what? Give Russell credit for winning the title the way you want to see a guy win the title. You know what? All out. All out. He even took chances. A lot of people are going to say that was stupid. But you know what? It was appreciated that he just believed in himself, his skills, and he went full tilt all the way to the end, even though he could have stayed away that last round, the last couple rounds, to be honest. He didn't. He said, I'm going to be a champion. I'm going to act like a champion. I'm going to win the title. I'm going to go take the title every second that I can take the title. And he did. He did. And he took chances, and he got hit punches that round because of it. He did.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how you want to see a guy finish it. That's how he's going to make more fans moving forward. And you're right. That's how you win a title. That was an impressive performance.
And there's those short shots inside, the little bit bigger shots, those little shorter shots, those uppercuts, those short right hooks. There's the straight left hand over the low left hand of, there's the uppercut of Valenzuela. There's the left hand of Valenzuela. Valenzuela had his chances that round.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. And like I said, he got smothered a little bit at the end, Russell. If he would have just, I'm asking a lot. I mean, he did great. But if he would have just moved his feet back just a little bit, stepped back a little bit, he could have kept the offensive flow going and maybe landed a few more shots. But either way, dominant performance by Russell. Dominant performance. Dominant. That's the way you take a title from start to finish. If this was a horse race, you would have said he went wire to wire.
And there he goes with his Spaniard and swell mask.
And again, I applaud him. I think as he gets, down a little bit, as he's going to try to defend his title, maybe his brother tell him next time you're heading a fight, maybe we won't go for it when we don't have to. But to his credit, he kept the pedal to the metal. He just kept going. I don't have to sound out, but obviously he won the fight. Unanimous decision.
Yeah, wide.
18-1, 17 KOs. There's his former champion brother, right? That's the former
Yep,
champion
that's
brother.
Gary
Yeah.
Russell Jr.
Yeah, and the former Olympian too. Great job by his whole team. I mean, man, they were
Yeah,
ready.
they executed perfectly.
They were ready. They were not letting this one slip through slip away in any way. Anyway, they were taking no. Actually, I'm going to be careful what I'm about to say. They were taking no chances on this one, yet they took chances on this one all the way down the stretch to dominate. But I think the people at home listening know what I'm talking about. Are we going to have a little Q&A somewhere tonight too, Bud, when we get a chance?
Yeah, we'll field some questions.
Yeah, the people, we'll leave it up to the people. I hope you enjoyed this watch along, people. Hope my man Lou Manfred's out there. He runs one of the boxing gyms that the Dr. Atlas Foundation had started some years ago, had founded just to get kids off the streets. And Lou Manfred is one of the trainers, does really a great job, not just teaching kids how to fight and getting Gold Glove champions out of that gym, but just directing kids in the right direction and making men out of kids, making better people. Which is what boxing can do when it's in the right hands with the discipline, the confidence that it teaches young kids and gives young kids. It gives them the tools to be better people. There's an emotional kid right there. You gotta feel that. I don't hear the sound, but obviously he's with Gary Russell and he's extremely happy. He's crying. You see the tears of joy. That's a beautiful picture, actually. Yeah, I like stuff like that. Again, I don't hear it, but I can see it. I can feel it.
Yeah. But I think 4 of the 5 brothers all fight. I'm not sure who that is. I'd have the volume down as well.
There's the belt. That's the belt. It will go home. He will return it and take it with him. Then it'll be returned. That's the way it usually works. It'll be returned to the former champion, Valenzuela. He gets to leave with it. That's the tradition. And then it will be returned to the former champion, and Russell will get his own belt with his name engraved in it. I think this is a brother. It must be a brother. He's putting it. He's giving his brother. I'm assuming that's his brother, and he's putting the belt on him and hugging him. And again, that picture is worth 1,000 words. I think they were looking up to the heavens to their dad, who trained them all, started them all, I believe, in boxing and passed away. Right? Am I correct about that, Bud? I believe so. I believe I'm correct about that they lost their dad.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And I assume when he's looking up, you can look on the computer maybe, but I assume when he's looking up in the heavens, that's where he's looking, and that's who he's acknowledging. But
Yeah, he did pass away a couple years ago. I think in 2022.
Oh, he's got another champion down here that he can feel very, very proud of. And of course, coming up is the main event. Main event. One-sided fight, but an action fight, back and forth. Although, That was a good one-sided fight, put it that way. That was an exciting one-sided fight that was dominated by Russell, but there was plenty of opportunities to think, wait a minute, maybe he could turn, maybe it could turn. Valenzuela is so game. And he landed enough clean shots, but it was a dominant performance in all ways by Russell. I wonder if that's a prelude to the main event that's just going to be dominant. Although Tank will start slow, he will give you a chance to get something going on the outside to, at the very least, to get your feet on the ground, to feel like, you could get into the fight a little bit, where you could gain a little, momentum or confidence or some kind of rhythm. And if that's going to happen, it's got to happen with the jab and the legs on the outside, I think, with Roach, who's a game guy. He's a game guy, Roach. Again, he's got a boxing IQ, but he's also a fighter. What I mean by that, obviously he's a fighter, but what I mean by that, he's got a fighter's mentality. And that could work against him because he'll look to engage you. And I just don't know that at this point in his career, he should be engaging somebody who's just got a bigger gun than him. You don't get into a gun battle when you have a six-shooter, another guy's got a bazooka. But we will see. I'm leaving it up to you, Bud. You're the general. You're in charge of this thing. If you want to do a Q&A, I'm up to it. But while we're getting ready for Roach and Davis, there's a great crowd there at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. I heard the commentators say earlier that it's the biggest crowd ever for an event at the Barclays. Did you hear that, Bud?
Yeah, I heard it might break the gate. I did hear that.
I think
might break the record for the gate.
Yeah, at the time they announced it, again, we don't have our sound, so we could talk to you guys. We wouldn't be able to talk to you if we had the sound off. But hopefully you appreciate our sound better than theirs. But not that theirs is bad at all, but hopefully you like ours. But at the time they were announcing it as being the biggest crowd and biggest possible gate, it was 19,000, I think 500 and counting. So I don't know if that means that there was still seats to be filled and it could be even higher. But because I don't know what the capacity of seating is at the Barclay. But whatever it is, the way it sounds, they're looking for it to be taken to another level. There's some replays. There's Tank Davis showing more than just being a seek and destroy guy. Look at the trap he set. He took a little step back and he threw the counter left hand, and he just had Romero fall flat into the ropes. And that was set up beautiful with a trap. It wasn't with lead punches. It wasn't coming forward. It was stepping back, getting Romero to get a little over anxious, make a mistake, and then caught him with the counter. So, like I said, a lot of dimensions to Davis. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, we have a persistent fan. He keeps asking, how much did the plane crash take away from Willie Pep?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a real historian. Real historian. It took a lot away, but he won a huge fight though after that, which is probably more remarkable than just that he won. I mean, it's enough to fight the level of fighters he had to fight back in that era. He had 300 fights, Willie Pep, featherweight champ, one of the greatest fighters of all time. Great boxer, not a puncher. Great boxer. Legendary story. How many guys you can ever hear this story about? legendary story that he once won a round without throwing a punch, just with ring generalship, feints, moving around, feinting, controlling the ring. That he won without throwing a punch. There's Jake Paul in the audience. Talk about a great promoter and a genius business guy. You got to give him credit for that. But yeah, Willie Pep, I believe he beat Sandy Saddler. I'm trying to remember if that was after the plane crash, but he just it definitely took a lot out of him. But he came back and won again after the plane crash, which, I mean, just think about how remarkable that is. Sandy Saddler was a monster. He was a freak. He was big. He was long. He could punch like hell. And I think they fought 4 times, and he won 3 out of the 4. Might have been 5, but I believe that Sadler beat Pep 3 out of 4. But Pep won 1 with the huge puncher, tall, long, and just dangerous Sandy Saddler. And Pep beat him, outboxed him to win one of those. But Pep is considered one of the greatest boxers of all time. But yeah, the plane crash definitely took something. And those losses to Sadler, who stopped him. Too many people didn't stop Pep because the boxing ability of him, his legs, his jab, his elusiveness. But Sadler stopped him. Sadler and the plane crash definitely took a lot out of the great Will of the Wisp, said Willie Pep.
Talking about Tank, I think Adonis Stevenson, then you think of Deontay Wilder, just one punch, knock you out guys. Who's the biggest one punch fighter in boxing? Is it Tank now?
Yeah, that's a good question. You got to put Inoue up there.
That's right.
Yeah, don't sleep on the monster. You got to put Inoue. And look at this, they fought as amateurs. I didn't even realize that. I think this is Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, who obviously they both started when they were young.
Yeah, 2011.
Look at this. That's it.
They've also been, I believe, sparring partners as pros as well.
Yeah. Interesting history, and it looks like Roach
well, you got DC, you got Maryland. So on the way up, yeah, they were right in each other's backyards.
Yeah. But yeah, Will of the Wisp, Willie Pep. I don't know if there's any other questions. I hope whoever asked that question definitely is a bit of a historian. I hope you're satisfied with that answer. But yeah, as far as one punch power, but to your question, Inoue is up there. Better BF is up there. So I think you got Better BF, you got Tank Davis, you got Inoue. I think that's I think you got to put. I know some people might say it's too soon to say this. I think you got to put Daniel Dubois maybe a little bit there, the way that he stopped Joshua. Although some people are going to say, well, Joshua's been stopped before, so they're going to take something. Maybe. But man, he looked explosive. He looked explosive in that fight, and he's only going to get better, being that he's only, what is he, 26 years old, I think. And he just
you got to put him up there. I mean, his 22 wins, 21 of them are by knockout. Besides, so like you said, the last one versus Joshua.
Yeah, I like that question you asked. That kind of livened me up a little. I like that question. But I think those are some good names right there that we just gave.
Yeah, before we get into this main event coming up, watching Russell just win the belt, what do you think if he has the rematch versus Poilo? You think he wins in the rematch or would be similar to the first go around?
No, I think he'll be better.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, when you win the title, you get better. And I think Valenzuela was better tonight. I know people are going to hit me on that. I don't care. But it's just that Tank was a better fighter. more complete fighter. And I called that at the beginning before it started. So
Russell was a more complete
Russell,
fighter.
I'm sorry, Russell fighting Valenzuela. But I would pick Russell in the rematch. I think that he's going to be better. He's going to learn from his mistakes. He comes from a fighting family. It's in his blood. They learn from mistakes. That's what they do. You know, I think he'll be better. I think he'll correct the mistakes. And I think that just the mental part, being a champion, what he learned, the answers to the questions that he had going into this fight the first time, those questions have been answered.
Yeah.
And that will make him a better fighter, a more complete fighter, a more dangerous fighter.
Yeah, I would favor Russell in the rematch as well, with what you're saying. We got another question talking about power. How big of a puncher was Max Baer in his prime?
Great puncher with the right hand, but with the right hand like Wilder, mostly all right hand. And not the greatest delivery system. I mean, pretty good, but some of them, you saw coming. He was a little raw. Wilder was a little raw too, but a little raw in spots, but a terrific right hand puncher. But he couldn't land it against the Cinderella man. You know, uh, he that was a big upset. You talk about upset against Braddock, James Braddock. Wow, the
Yeah,
Cinderella man.
man.
Russell Crowe played him in the movie Cinderella Man. Wow, he was a huge. He was such a big favorite, bad that the commission didn't want to allow the fight. Because he had killed a man in a ring, and they thought he might kill Braddock. So they were like afraid to sanction a fight. He was that, he was that scary back in those days as a puncher. But, guile beats power. And Braddock used guile, and he outboxed, he disarmed the power. He disarmed the bomb. Hopefully people tuning in here joining us with this watch along. I hope they are. But we're doing what we said we would do. My buddy said that we would do live streaming. We have more content all week long. Every day we have something for you, and we would build this channel up to another level. We're going to be doing other stuff too. We're going to start doing more Q&As. We might even have one day a week where we talk about stuff that's not completely related to boxing. Life, the fight of life. But obviously, for the most part, boxing. There's no getting around this flat nose of mine. I'm not going to suddenly become, the guy who's doing the cooking channel. If I was, it would be waffles. Put them on a grill, flatten them out, waffles. But we don't have the sound, but you see the crowd, you see Tank Davis coming in there, you see the rappers. You're more into the names of the rappers than I am, Bud.
He's got some New York's finest right there. He's got Joel Santana and Jim Jones rapping for Tank Davis's walk-in.
I'll tell you that robe uniform that he's wearing is pretty sharp. That had to cost a pretty penny, as they would say. That's pretty unique. A PBC fighter, Al Heyman. Al Heyman and Mayweather did a heck of a job bringing him up. I know Mayweather's not associated with him, but you can't take that and forget about that. That Mayweather was very important to the early development of Tank Davis. in the gym and in the ring, getting fights, promoting him. There's one of the guys that I like, one of the trainers that I like a lot, Barry Hunter from DC, talking about DC. Barry Hunter, I saw him a minute ago. He's in a corner with,
Yeah, he's the chief second in the corner tonight for Tank.
there's the
Did,
refs,
did some great work over the years with the Peterson brothers.
the judges, I meant to say. Yeah, he did. He did with Lamont Peterson and his brother. Terrific job. Terrific job. Not only job as a trainer, but as a surrogate father, getting those kids out of the street and helping raise them to be champions, not only in the ring, but more importantly in life. Boxing can do that if it's in the right hands. It really can. It saves a lot of kids' lives. It saves a lot of kids' lives that don't even go on to be world champs. Just makes them, like I said, better people. Well, there's the breakdown. There's the stuff on Roach, 29 years old, 5'7", 135 pounds, of course, lightweight, 25, 101, 10 KOs, not a puncher, not a big puncher. He would argue with you over that, say that if he times you right, he's going to hurt you. He's going to have to time this man perfect. I think he's confident right now. I think that he does truly, it's not false bravado. I think he does truly believe that he's got the ability to win this fight. And maybe more importantly, or as importantly, the game plan to execute, to pull it off, which would be a huge upset. There's the skinny on Gervonta Davis, 30-0, 28 knockouts, high percentage. I think he's the highest knockout percentage of active champions right now. 30 years old, 5'5.5", so Roach is longer and taller, and he's going to need to use those physical assets. I believe, as I said, geography always so important to me in breaking fights down, but who owns the geography that they need to own to use their skill sets to have an edge? Geography for Tank, I think, has to be, close for the most part. Although he's got so many dimensions, he could get you to give up your height. You don't have to necessarily work in to get to you. He can take his feet, use his jab, move his head, close the gap. But that's the conventional way, right? The traditional way. But he can also do it the less conventional way. He can step back. He can entice you, convince you to give up your height, to come into him, and then lower the boom, set a trap. So he's very dimensional. He could do a lot of stuff, and it's all good. So before the first bell, we're getting close here. The ref's giving instructions. Before the first bell, I'll just reiterate. Geography, baby. If Roach is going to pull this off, gotta own, he had to have gone to a real estate agent and talked about location. And if it was a good real estate agent who knew a little bit about boxing, they would tell him that location should be on the outside with the long jab. Anything you do it with the long jab, but do it fast. Do it at the right space. Don't jab from too close, because you jab from too close, this guy will time you. Well, here we go. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left, first round. What are you at, bud? You close?
Yeah, 250.
All right, good. Well, what do I want to see as a trainer hat? I put the trainer's hat on. I want to see the jab. I want to see the outside with Roach. I want to see him move to his left. I want his left foot, which he's doing right now, to be outside the lead right foot of the southpaw Davis. Why? So you get a better angle for the jab, You take the jab away a little bit of Davis. That's one of the problems Southpaws can have with you know, orthodox fighter, I should say, like Roach could have with the southpaw, that the jab is harder to land. So if you step to your left, you get a better angle to jab, and you take away some of the advantage of the jab of the southpaw. So you want to step to your left outside the lead right foot of the southpaw. And you see Davis or Roach doing it, but you see him trying to do that.
Right.
And why do you want to move to your left? Why else? You want to move away from the power hand, the left hand, the backhand of the southpaw. Man, we've seen the power of that left hand of Davis. We've seen it. You saw it in the replay earlier when he knocked out Rowley. See, he's being smart right now. Roach. He's not just walking in. You don't want to walk into traps. Use that jab. And I think he's doing something that's subtle but smart, feints. I like the idea of feints with Davis. Why? Because he's a good counterpuncher, Davis. He's got fast hands. You want to feint him to try to draw those counters out instead of walking into them, where he can time you. So if you feint like that, just give him a little feint. See if you could draw those counters out a little premature. In other words, offset the timing of Davis. Keep him off balance. Anytime you can keep a dangerous guy off balance, you're doing good. And the feints can help you do that if you're fighting. But that you don't want to do. See how he went straight back? He survived it. But you don't want to go straight back on a straight line with Davis. He'll close that gap and catch you. Maybe he'll miss you the first step. He'll catch you on the second one, though. You want to get off that track. I tell you, he's got a computer, this Davis. He does. He sees everything. He computerizes it in his head. He's a lot more than just a puncher. He just saw.
Just took the words out of my mouth. It feels like he just downloaded them.
That's a great way of saying it. I think he did. He just saw what he needs to see, and he's got it on tape. He saw, when he came forward a little bit, he saw that Roach went back, not one step, not two steps, 3 steps in a row. In his head, he's saying, aha, aha, aha. I got a shot to catch this guy going back. If he's going to go back 3 steps on a line, I could step with him a little deeper next time, and I could catch him with that second, third step. I think that's going in his head right now. Nothing happened that first round. I mean, you give that round to the ref. Yeah. But besides giving it to the ref, you could make it 10-10. I don't know. I guess you could, if you wanted to, I guess you could give it to Roach, that say, well, he jabbed a little bit, he controlled range a little bit. I don't know if you could say that. I guess you could. But obviously, around that, there wasn't a lot to decipher or to separate either guy. He went straight back, but again, now it's Davis using feints. He feinted Roach just to see what he was up to see how he would react, and he went back straight. That is not missed on Mr. Davis. He's got good eyes. Look at those eyes. He's got good eyes. See how he inches his way in? He never reaches, never gets out of position, always has his legs under him, never gets top heavy, never really gives you a chance to counter him. Uses the jab, not too much, but at the right time. Just enough to keep you honest. He's always thinking in there. He's trying to set up Roach, trying to get Roach to get a little careless, give up his height. Like I said, there's 2 ways to skin a cat with a tall guy. You can work your way to him, or you can step out and get him to come to you. Dave is very capable of both. Again, not much going on, but there's a lot going on, stairs going on, a lot of computing going on. Like you said, downloading. He's warming up a little bit. He's warming up a little bit. Tank doubled up the jab to close the gap. If you got a tall guy stepping out, you throw one jab, you're going to come short. Two jabs, you got a better shot to close the gap. That's why I say Tank Davis is the complete package. He's technically solid, not just physically gifted. That technical solidness allows him to use those physical gifts to their utmost. You know, it's like having a Ferrari car, 500 horsepower, whatever the heck it is. You got to have a good driver. Tank's got a good driver. And that's a little bit of a mistake by Tank. He reached in, he leaned forward. Might be an opportunity for Roach, if I'm in the corner, to look for an uppercut. It'd be a scary proposition. If you throw that uppercut, you drop your hand, you can time it. But I think that uppercut could be there for Roach, being that I saw Tank reach in. He is shorter. He did reach in. He did lean forward a little bit. Let's see what kind of computer Roach has. If he saw that, and if he looks for that the next round. Again, nothing going on there. Maybe Tank gets the round just pressing the issue a little bit. I would probably favor Tank, but I tell you, these rounds right now, you know, the referee might be up 2-0.
Yeah, not a lot of action at all.
How do you have it, Bud? You got a 1-1? I mean, I might have it 1-1. I don't know. I'm very honest when I don't know.
Yeah, the first round could have been 10-10. Nothing happened.
Yeah. I think the last round, the second round, I give to Tank. A little. I mean, again, nobody landed anything of any kind of obviously telling consequential punch. I think it's going to warm up here, though. Third round just started. I got 250.
Yeah, bell just rang for me.
There's the feints again. Roach being smart about it. You know, he doesn't want to reach, doesn't want to walk into anything, using his jab where he can jab at a further distance than Tank can because he's longer. So he can hit Tank before Tank can get close to hit him. And that's what he's got to do. Use that jab at the right distance and don't reach in. If you're going to come in solid. Come in, you know, with your legs under you, with your hands up, defensively responsible, under control. And be aware of this guy's quick hands and counterpunching ability. See, Tank Davis, you know what? I like what he's doing now. He's going out looking to set a trap. When he doesn't get cooperation from Roach, he suddenly can switch the switch and then all of a sudden step forward. Because he's got quick enough feet to close the gap pretty quick. So he can step out, you know, get you to come if he can, and then all of a sudden, boom, close the gap. Yeah, he's looking for an opening here. You can see it, Davis. See how quick he closed that gap, Bud? How quick he has slip a punch and boom, he's right inside.
He's starting to find that range a little bit, touching the body. Yeah,
like I said, he was stepping out, trying to get Lamont to, you know, to come to mama. You know, come in, be the spider in the web. Get the beetle to come into that web. And then when he don't quite come into the web, but he comes a little close, suddenly he can lash out because he's quick enough to do that. Suddenly close the gap. 35 seconds left. Not a lot going on. Maybe a little edge, I think, to Davis.
But yeah, the body work. Yeah. Roach really hasn't done much at all.
No. I mean, Davis is carrying the flow of the fight, I think, the round. I think that's a fair way to put it.
Yeah, and like you said, this is kind of typical for a Tank fight, right? He does start a little slow. He does allow guys to maybe be a little more active, although Roach isn't being tonight. But it takes him a few rounds to usually get it going.
There's a little cat and mouse going on. The problem for Roach is Davis is the cat. The cat usually wins that battle. At least the ones I've seen. After playing with the mouse for a little while. You know what I just think I saw there, Bud? I think I saw an opportunity.
What's that?
I think I seen an opportunity for Davis to split the card the old-fashioned way. Throw the jab, a throwaway jab, a blinding jab, with a left hand straight down the middle. And Roach keeps his hands up good. He does. But if you throw the jab in the right left hand, he's a southpaw, so orthodox fighter would be the jab in the right hand. But if he throws the jab with the southpaw right hand and puts the left hand right behind it, I just saw at the end of that round, I think there's an opportunity for Davis to split the card and catch Roach right in front of him with a left hand that he doesn't see. We'll see whether or not that materializes. See that little bit of a rush in there? That's a tiny bit of a mistake by Davis, but he don't pay a price because his power precedes him. It's kind of like your reputation precedes you. His power precedes him. The opponent's nervous to even throw. He might leave it open. But I think the uppercut would be the punch I would look for if I could zero in on it if I'm Roach, to try to get the shorter man to come in, because he will come in, and see if I can time him with an uppercut without giving up defense, where he can come up top over it.
Fans are saying to ask you, you think Roach is going to higher guard now because of some of the body work?
Yeah, I mean, I think he had a high guard from the beginning, to be honest.
Right.
But that's a good point. We got good fans. We got smart fans. I think he had a high guard to begin with. But what you can want to see here from Tank is an old Mickey Ward move. Touch him up top to get that guard even higher. Just touch him, throwaway punch, touch him. And then whoop, real quick downstairs, just to get his guard to go up 2 inches. The fans might be looking for that. But I'm looking for the split that guard. I'm really looking for that with Davis, to see if he can split the guard with that straight left hand off a jab. See how that jab stuck there a little?
Yeah.
You can touch a guy with a jab. I don't care if it didn't have to bloody his nose. If you could touch a guy with a jab, and Tank just did, you could touch him with the power punch. Showing a full package here a little bit, Davis. Showing the ability to use his legs, to get angles.
Yeah, and Roach looks lost. He's just chasing him around.
He does look a little confused. See how smart David says? You know, he gets inside, he got distracted there talking to the ref. But he learned from it. He learned, he said, okay, all right, yeah, you got me. You got me. Yeah, he was talking to the ref, I shouldn't have been. But what I meant by smart, see, he's complaining to the ref now.
Right.
Yeah. But see, what I meant smart, what I said was he got on the inside and he wasn't set up the way he wanted to be set up, Tank. He's a good inside fighter, but he wasn't set up the way he wanted to, or he wanted to be. So he tied him up so that he wouldn't be at a disadvantage. That's just a thinking fighter, a complete smart fighter, a fighter that he's not going to give you anything easy. You're going to have to find a way to beat him. He ain't going to beat himself because he wasn't smart or he made a mistake or he got over cocky or, he took something for granted. No, he got inside. He wasn't in a good position. He tied up. There was a good right hand landed. I think he was complaining that he got pulled down. I think that was his complaint, but you can't complain. You got to defend yourself at all times. He's lucky he didn't get hit worse. And he did get hit a little shot close to behind the ear. And that could be a dangerous shot. That could be a shot that makes you 16 a minus $1,600 underdog suddenly look pretty good if you have them. See, the thing watching a Davis fight is you never know when it's going to happen. You just never know. He is that explosive. And not only because of the power, but because of that. Quick hands, quick moves, quick twitch. And responsible defense. His defense can set up his offense. It's not just straightforward offense. He can make you miss or make you pay, in other words. Give credit to Roach. He's doing a fairly good job here.
Yeah, he's fighting very disciplined fight right now.
There he is, picking the spots, not letting his hands go too much where he would leave an opening. You can't let your hands go too much with a dangerous guy like this who's good defensively, because you're missing, you get hit. You got to be disciplined with your offense, and he's doing that. He's throwing at the right distance. Nothing fat, nothing wide where you can punch in between. There goes the body work, though, Davis. Again, that's the smart part of Davis.
The fans are asking, you're training Roach. What are the traps you're trying to set to lure Davis in?
Well, I think I'm using feints. I want to stick with those feints. You can set a trap with a feint, too. But I think I want to control the outside with the jab, be disciplined with my range, and see if I can, once in a while, fake like I'm pressing forward, which will make Tank happy, and then suddenly take a half step back and see if I can get Davis reaching a little bit. That's a trap. Because I saw Davis reach in a little bit earlier where we talked about the uppercut could be there. So I'm going to push and pull. Push and pull. Push forward a little bit with the jab, and then pull back at the right distance where you're not setting yourself up and getting caught from too close going back. Just push a little with the jab and then step back a little bit. See, push forward and then pull back like that. Push forward a little bit with the jab and then pull back and see if you can get Davis bite. I like what I saw at the end. What do I mean to the fans out there? That he's getting under the skin of Davis a little bit. You need any edge you can get when you're a huge underdog with a dangerous champion who's undefeated. You need any edge, any help you can get. If you can get a little help by getting them a little mad or frustrated in any way, that's good. And you know what? At the end of that round, it looked like Roach got him annoyed a little. Davis looked to hit him with his shoulder. He hit him with his shoulder, actually. He didn't look to hit him with his shoulder. He bumped him with his shoulder under his chin. That's a little bit of a sign for the trainer to work on something with Roach in the corner. If I'm in the corner, you know what I'm using that for, bud? You're doing good. You're getting him frustrated. You're getting under his skin. Now, don't get carried away, but you're doing good. And right now, the ref's not listening to Davis. Davis complaining a little bit. Maybe he said it was low, the punch. I don't know. It looked like a good body shot by Roach.
Yeah, I don't like the body language of Davis at all. That multiple times now complaining to the ref.
He'll come back, though. He's shown me in the past he will. But he's so dangerous. My goodness, he's so dangerous. Even now, the guard is there, so he blocked his shots, Roach. There's the uppercut I'm looking for. Again, I'm looking for that punch. You got to throw it just right at the right time, though, so you don't get timed over it. But I like it. Now, see, I like what Roach is doing now. as long as he stays disciplined. If you get a little greedy, and you throw 4 instead of 3, say, you could get caught. You gotta listen to a Kenny Rogers song if you're gonna fight Tank Davis, right, bud?
Yeah, you got to know when to fold him.
Know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Right now, he's holding. He almost folded him a little late there, but he rolled that punch pretty good, Roach. That left hand, he turned his head to the right, took a little steam off it. Roach is looking damn good. I think you see what Davis is thinking. Start applying a little more pressure going downstairs. And again, Davis showing you that, those dimensions. He can step out, he can step in. He's doing that right now. He can pot shot. His punches are straight, they're true.
Yeah, some good body work now.
He turns his round around in his favor.
Yeah.
Roach was having a good round. I mean, it's still a close round, but Davis turning this round a little bit to his favor. I'll give credit to Roach again. He's going to the body. He's gaining a little confidence. He's not just trying to survive, he's trying to win. There he goes straight back 2 steps in a row. Very dangerous. That might be his downfall, if there is a downfall tonight. Getting caught going back, not 1 step, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Davis looked for that trap with the left uppercut to the body there. This is a close round, I'll tell you. I think Davis might have had the edge. A little cleaner shots, picking spots a little better, maybe placing shots a little better. But that was a close round.
Yeah, I think so. I think the difference for me might have been the body work by Davis.
Yeah, he plays some good shots. He's got a good guys in the corner, good man there with Barry Hunter there talking to him.
Yeah, which we mentioned earlier is a new addition for him this fight.
Even that smart, he went behind the glove. To the people out there, your fans out there, the smart fans that said his guard is up, you're right. He went downstairs under that guard, under that elbow. And then before that, he went around the glove. He being Davis. He went around the glove, trying to catch him. You're going to keep your gloves up? You're going to put the earmuffs on? Okay, no problem. I know what to do when a guy puts his earmuffs on. I'm going to go around the ears, behind the glove. $59.55. Wow, they got it pretty big for Davis. I mean, I do think Davis is winning. I do think that he's landed the.
They're a little closer than that.
I thought it was closer, to be honest. I do think he's picked his spots and landed a little cleaner, more precise.
Yeah, maybe 42.
Now Roach is stepping it up here. He's been stepping it up a little bit the last couple of rounds. Taking more. And again, the credit I give him, it might be his downfall, but if you're going to win a title, you got to fight. You got to win it. You can't just go in there to survive. And he ain't going in there to survive. He's going in there trying to win this damn title. I give him a lot of credit, this Roach. A lot of credit. He had a good game plan. He's technically pretty solid. There he goes straight back again. Davis, what did we say earlier? He's a little bit of a slow starter, right, bud?
Yep.
Takes a little time to get out of the driveway. He warms up in the garage, pulls it out into the driveway, amps it up a little bit, and then he starts getting on the road. But Roach is stepping it up. But Davis is looking to catch him coming in too. Look at Davis. What's he do? He don't feel right about it on the inside. He ties him up. He got off. He felt like he had an edge. Then he got caught. He got touched there going back. He got touched again there by Roach. Oh, Roach. Roach has caught him a right hand there. Referee is trying to keep control of this one.
Ooh, yeah, nice right hand.
Oh yeah, Roach is showing confidence. He's showing
He
that
might
he
have
wants
hurt
to
him
win
with
his
that.
title. He caught him. He got his attention. He's doing good in this round here. See, Roach for me, you gotta play with hot and cold water. What I mean by that is hot when he's going back, you can back him up a little bit, and then cold when he's coming in, look to catch him coming in. You know, mix it up, in other words. Mix up the hot and cold. You know, mix it up. Back them up in spots, and then again, to the question of fans, the smart fans out there ask me, Teddy, how you going to set a trap of your Roach? That's how you're going to do it. You're going to push and pull. You push a little with the jab, don't go too deep, and then pull out a little and see if you can catch your man coming after you, looking to retaliate and catch him coming in. In other words, catch him going, catch him coming. Good uppercut. That's the punch I've been calling for all night. That was a hell of a round. That was an interesting. I give that round to Roach. What do you think I'm crazy, bud? I think I give that round to Roach.
He definitely had his moments. That was a close round.
Very close.
Very close round. Early on was Tank probably with the body work, and then it shifted to Roach. That was a hell of a round.
That was a real good round. And a round that Roach, there's the right hand by Roach. It got him a little off balance there, got his attention. Good body work by Roach. Not letting Tank dominate him to the body. Again, I'm giving credit to Roach. He came to win this fight.
Yeah, I'd give that round to Roach.
Yeah, I do. Here's the problem. You got to fight as close to a perfect fight as you can. There can't be any let up physically or mentally. Any. Because if there is, lights could go out quick. I hope the fans are enjoying being with us as much as I'm enjoying back in this seat being with them. Back in a seat that feels very comfortable. Very comfortable. Being with the fans, talking, breaking fights down, trying to give you a little hint of what's going to happen, not what already happened, but what's going to happen and why it's happening. Not just the obvious that it's happening. Yeah. Oh, the guy landed in jab. I think I understand that. I think I saw that. But why did he land in jab? Why didn't he land in jab? There's the feints, little subtle stuff. And there's that jab at the right distance. And there's Roach, the mental part, not being intimidated. Get maybe just that alone. Sometimes when you fight the guy who's a little bit of the boogeyman and you don't get intimidated, that bothers the boogeyman. That frustrates the boogeyman. That pisses off the boogeyman. And that can make the boogeyman make mistakes sometimes. Like there. Tank was a little late coming in. See, that's where I think Roach has to be ready for the uppercut or some kind of counter. Yeah, I think, again, hot and cold water, bud. You with me?
Yep.
Not wood if you with me.
Okay, Gruden.
John Gruden, baby. Not wood if you with me. Okay. Hot and cold. In other words, hot. Push him back with the jab. Cold. Little step back. Look for the cold water. Look for the counter. All right, this is where it gets interesting. On the inside. That's where, good left hand by Tank, but Roach came right back. I'm not saying Roach got caught real clean yet, but man, he is showing gumption, confidence, belief, and a chin. Good uppercut by Roach. Picking the right shot, body shot. It bothered Roach a little, but he said it was low, and the referee said it was low too.
You can see Roach is growing.
Yeah, you can.
He's talking.
He better not get greedy, though. He better not get reckless. But you're right. He is. He's like one of those sponges that got water and now it's blowing up. All of a sudden, it's getting big. But Tank, Tank knows how to steal around or try to steal
Ooh,
around.
some good work right now by Roach.
Another good round. Hey, you know what? He's getting to Tank a little bit. He's getting to him. You know what I just saw? Tank do something I'd never seen him do before. He went to tap him after the round, like, good round. Now, a lot of people won't take nothing from that. I'm taking some. I'm taking a psychological victory for Roach. And if I'm in the corner, I see that. I'm telling Roach. He just
Yeah, that's a
tapped
good
you.
point.
He just tapped you. He don't do that to guys. He keeps a nasty attitude. He doesn't do that. Like a little show of respect. They both landed there. Left hand by Tank. Left hand. He posed. He made a mistake. I give him all this credit for being technically good. He didn't move after he punched, and Roach came right back and caught him with an uppercut. What do you think, bud? 2 rounds in a row for Roach? Are we going? Are we?
I think so.
Do we dare go there? Do we
If I was
dare go
judging that
there?
round, I give that round to Roach.
Minus 1,600. Who's got the ticket? Who's got that ticket? They're making it close here now, right? They got him down by 2 points now. They gave the last 2 rounds. They agree with you and me, bud. Who's that? Larry Hazard, one of the great refs. He was a terrific referee. He was a good ref.
Will the fight go the distance? Yes, minus 145. No, plus 110. The no was a huge favorite going in. Obviously, things have changed. Tank is a 10-1 favorite at the moment. Roach plus 550.
What was that? What the heck was that? He forgot his mouthpiece. They didn't give him a mouthpiece. He went on a knee. It's an 8 count. What did he do? I think the referee started counting 8.
Whoa, what was that?
The referee's trying to figure this out. I think he's going to give him an 8 count. He went down on a knee. I guess he's not. I guess
what
he
is
talked his
going
way
on?
out. I think Tank talked his way out of that. He talked his way out of a traffic ticket with the cop. The cop had him going through a red light, and he talked his way out of it. He went down on a knee. He went to the corner. He must have had Vaseline in his eye. Whatever. He went to the corner to wipe. You're not allowed to do that. I mean, we're not in the Indianapolis 500. There's no pit stops.
Wow.
I mean, really, someone's got to explain that to me.
We're heating up now.
I think the referee got talked out of it. But now they're going at it. They're going at it. This is a dangerous place for Roach. See, Tank's letting them go fast and furious inside. But Roach coming right back. Roach coming right back. A little bit of a low blow, close to it. Roach coming right back with him. But again, you gotta be on your P's and Q's in there. Because you leave a little space, Tank's gonna punch in between your shots. Or he'll punch with you in between. You know what? He got Tank's attention. He's got his respect. Like I said, the last round, Tank tapped him. He don't do that to fighters. Roach is right in this fight. There's that jab at the right distance for Roach. If he can control the outside now with that jab, because that's where he needs to have the edge. I said that at the beginning, even though he's done a hell of a job in close too. But he's got to have the edge on the outside. Has to have the edge on the outside with that length, with that jab. Has to. And then hold his own on the inside. There's a little tap again by Davis. He does not normally do that. That shows me that he's given something to, he's giving credit.
I think that's a great point by you. I've never seen him doing that. Usually he's brushing you off as you're trying to do that.
Yeah, he's defiant, bud. That's the word. He's defiant. He thinks nothing of you. He's thinking something of this guy. That's something to work off. That's something to work off if you're in the corner. He's in this fight. He's a live dog. There's the jab at the right distance on the replay there. Now the jab, he went down. That should have been, he went down to a knee right after he got hit a jab Does that now constitute technically a knockdown? I know he didn't get hurt. I get it. But does that not constitute a knockdown, Bud? In a rule book, you get hit a jab, a second
I was
later
gonna
you go
ask you. I would think that has to, right? I mean, there's no timeout.
And he went to the corner. I think we solved why we don't have to sound on, but I think we solved the puzzle why he went to the corner. He wanted his face wiped, with a towel. But there are no timeouts in boxing. You can't do that. Yet he did it. He got away with it. That's the value of being a huge favorite, being one of the faces of boxing, being, a prohibitive favorite, world champion, a big pay-per-view guy that gets big numbers, sells out arenas. That's the power of that over the referee. So Davis got the last round with Larry Hazzard's scorecard. I thought it was a close round. I thought it was, a round that you have to ask, what the heck? It could have been it actually technically could have been a 10-8 round. The referee could have said, hey, you took a knee. You got hit with a jab. Right after that, you took a knee. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Easily. I know what Tank was doing. In his mind, he was taking a timeout. There's only one problem. There's no timeouts in boxing. I mean, I know there's no crying in baseball, but there's no timeouts in boxing. There's Roach very, very deliberately going to work. With the tight defense, punching at the right range, taking what's given him, taking advantage of Tank being a little flustered. You said it right a few rounds ago. This man's growing. He's one of those little miniature sponges that we used to buy for the kids. And you put them in water, and all of a sudden they're not so little no more. He's winning this round, Roach. I mean, so far.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Look at that work.
Oh, beautiful left hook.
Yeah, and short, straight, tiny little short punches. That's what you got to do if you're fighting a guy who's got quick hands and power. You got to throw tight, short punches. You can't have fat in between. You can't leave openings. And Roach is not leaving openings. Man, Roach is not only boxing smart, he's boxing to take charge, to push this guy back, to say, you know what? I'm not just going to win with my length on the outside. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to go into the lion's cage. That's a good round for Roach. That's a good round for Roach. I hope Larry Hazzard gave that round, because for me, that I got to see him give him that round.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Tank closed the last 10 seconds or so, but I thought that was Roach's round, for sure.
I mean, this is an intriguing fight now. I mean, even though it's...
Very close fight.
Even though it's got its fire to it, it's still got its chest to it.
Well, here you go, Vegas.
Oh, nice.
Tank minus 300 live.
Wow.
Roach plus 230.
Wow. Look at that counter left hook, Bud. Beautiful. Set up with a short right hand.
Yeah, that was.
Step back. See, that's a little bit of the push and pull, the trap. He pushed him a little with the right hand. Half a step back, caught Tank coming in with the left hook. Beautiful short punches. He's coming forward now. He's going for the title. I mean, he's either going to walk into something or he's going to walk away with something, like a title, in his mind at least. Yeah, that last round Hazzard had it the way that I was hoping he would have it. He gave it to the way we had it, Roach. So he's got it a 2-point. So he's saying this fight comes down to these championship rounds. That's what he's saying. Unofficial. You know what? This is a tight fight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a real tight fight. I got Roach, taking the last couple rounds. He went back straight there. You can't back up straight with this guy. He'll close the gap and hit you. Man, I tell you, Roach has outdone himself no matter what happens from this point. He's done himself proud. He's done himself proud. This fight is winnable for him. I don't know if I want to tie up on the inside now. He's kind of like, he's kind of like, being a boy. I know you don't want to walk into something, but he's almost at that place where he's pushing Tank back. You almost want to see him do it. Like he feels he can do it, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. He is being the boss.
I trust you. I trust you. Go ahead. Bully the bully. Go ahead. Get it. Just don't get hit. Oh, man. Those short little right hands, left hooks. I mean, he's throwing Joe Louis right hand. Tank's going to the body, trying to take something out of him. There's that short. He's throwing that right hand like a short little spear, like a little javelin. Look at that short right hand. Oh, man, he's really complaining to the ref. He really has gotten to Davies here in a way we've never seen. He's complaining. He's trying to win the ref. He's trying to win the ref. I don't know what was he complaining about? Low blow?
That's what I was going to ask you. He's getting hit with clean right hands to the face.
I don't know what he's complaining about, but he's trying to change something up by working the mouth more than the hands. But and you know what? It worked a little bit because the momentum stopped that it seemed like Roach had. It kind of stopped, but now he's got it going again. I love these short punches of Roach. Look at it. I didn't think he could live on the inside. But if you throw short punches inside and you have a defensive responsibility to you or sense to you, you can. You can. Back him up. Back him up. Back him up. That's what I'd be telling him. Wow. You got to win this 12th round. You're fighting a guy who's a huge favorite, right? You can't leave it to the judges. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mean you have to knock him out, but you got to win this round. You got to win this round. I think he won that round. I think he won 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I think Roach won that round too.
He's hot. You got to finish hot. I know. Don't walk into nothing. Do what you've been doing. Son, go ahead. I believe in you, son. It's your night. It's your night. Go bully the bully. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go beat him. Go take the title. Use your jab on the outside. Close the gap the way you've been responsibly. Keep everything tight. Everything short. Move your head. Keep your head out of the middle. Have defense mixed in there with offense. Have your offense on point and have your defense on point. But go get him. Go get him. Go get the title. What an upset, huh, bud?
Tank minus 250 live.
Wow. From 1,600. Wow.
That's right.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hazard's got it like I had it the last few rounds to him. He's got it tight. He's got it 1 point now. So in other words, if Roach wins this round, Hazard's got it a draw. I think if Roach can win this round big, he can do what looked like the impossible. Win the title. Win the title. Boy, you gotta love underdogs. Look at that counter left hook. He's controlling the range now. Don't let him get to you talking. Just keep talking with your hands, son. See, Tank's trying to use any trick he can talking to him. Don't talk. Don't talk, Roach. Just do your talking with your hands. While you're talking,
right.
he's going to hit
2 more minutes.
Yeah. While you're talking, he's going to hit you. Keep doing that. Short punches. Joe Louis punches. Tight punches. Joe Louis was a great short puncher. Look at that. Set a trap. That was the push and pull, you fans out there.
Wow.
He pushed him, then he pulled back and threw a counter. Push and pull. Hot and cold. Keep the hot and cold going. And then if you feel it, if you really feel it, go all hot. Go all hot. Back him up. Back him up.
Hey, you said it earlier. He's fighting like he is the boss.
Yeah. You got a minute left. a minute 7 seconds left.
Ooh.
I know he's still dead. That feint, that little subtle feint by Roach is beautiful, but he didn't work off it. He feinted, he got what he wanted. He got a little bit of a move, a premature move from Tank, but he didn't punch off the feint. You got to punch off it. If you get the move, if you got the guy to go for the feint and he's out of position, you got to hit him when he's out of position. That's the whole idea of the feint. Don't reach in, Roach. Now Tank's looking at the counter. You're 30 seconds left. Come in behind the jab. Come in behind the jab. It's not like I'm rooting against Tank, but I'm rooting for an underdog. That's what I'm doing. I'm just rooting for an underdog. You gotta love the underdog. It's good
Yeah,
for
how
boxing.
do you not?
It's good for boxing. It's good in life. The people that aren't as talented or aren't supposed to be as talented as someone else, that they can win because they're ready, because they're prepared, because they're determined, because they say, I want to win. I want to win. I want to win. I thought Roach could have closed up a little stronger. You know, he had the momentum going. I still think he could have got that round. He had the momentum going. I think he could have used the jab a little more that round on the outside. I thought he could have done a little more of that. And when he got inside, he could have just kept it going a little. I think he, to the credit of Tank, he separated and looked for the counters and got a little space that took away a little of the momentum, a little bit. I still think it's a round Roach won or could have won. Close.
I think Roach won the fight.
But I thought he stole it down the stretch. I really do, with those short punches inside. See, there he goes straight back. He got caught. He paid for it. See, that's where Roach is showing you in the inside that he's not intimidated. And to win a title against a guy like that, like I said earlier, you can't be there to survive. You got to be there to win. And he was there to win. My God, he was there to win. And again, the reason I was rooting the way I was rooting, it's good for boxing to have underdogs win. See, that's a controversial move. He went down. That could have possibly been a 10-8 round. Crazy as it would have been. Look at a beautiful little right hand in there, counter right hand. Look at that. I mean, close fight.
I still can't believe he did that. I've never seen that.
And you know what? I want to make a point where we just saw the replays there. Two quality fighters, short punches, putting them together on the inside. That's science. I know a lot of people say, no, Teddy, that's fire. That's offense. That's aggression. No, that's the sweet science. You can do the sweet science and be aggressive. You don't have to do it on the outside only. You don't have to do it only, with separation. You don't have to do it only, where it's everybody in the world can see it, where, you're setting traps all night long. You could set traps while you're pressing a fight too, on the inside. Force the guy to open up and then beat him to the shot. Throw short shots inside his little wider shots. That was the sweet science. That was high level fighting, high level boxing. Really,
yeah, that was a really good fight.
Stuff. High level stuff where there was no room for mistakes. Man, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. I think the underdog could have done it, bud. I'm telling you. How would you like to be sitting with that ticket right now, plus 900?
I wouldn't like to be laying minus 1,600 right now. That's for sure.
That's a better point than my point. I agree.
Here we go.
Gonna put the sound on, bud? Go ahead. I'll put it on.
Yeah, we still got a minute or so.
I'll put this on. I'll put it on. We'll take a look at this.
Maybe myself included, I see one of the fans' comments, and maybe the same for Tank, but maybe Roach was underestimated after that Herring fight when he lost.
Yeah, I mean, he won fights after that, but yeah, I agree. I agree. 116, 113. Majority draw.
Split decision.
Majority draw. Davis keeps his title. Majority draw.
Wow.
Two even. The last two judges had it even. Weisfeld and I think Feldman. I'm not sure. They had it even, and the first judge had it 116, 113 for Davis. I
Wow.
think that tells most people what they need to know or what they think they know in boxing. That Roach won.
Yep. Well, hopefully that means we'll get the rematch. But
Listen, I'm not saying it wasn't a close fight. It was, but I think I would have given it to Roach. I mean, I'd have to look at it again to be more completely transparent. I would, but I thought I'd have to put it maybe to Roach.
yeah, I thought Roach nicked it.
There's one time that you might lose, but you really win because Roach won. Because his stock went up.
Oh yeah, big time.
But more importantly, he showed himself that he can fight at this level and everybody else. Hey, Bud, I'm going to tell you a funny story. You know our buddy is close to us, 77K.
Yeah.
He was asking me who I liked under the over because he was looking to bet this fight, right? And you know what he wound up betting? You're gonna laugh.
The draw.
He bet a draw.
Wow.
Do you have it in front of you what he would have gotten on the draw?
No, I don't. I don't know what that was before the fight, but considering that Roach was plus 9-1, obviously it had to be big.
100%.
Yeah, I'm reading through some of the comments. I think most of the viewers are agreeing with what we said. I'm seeing everybody pretty much saying they thought Roach won the fight. A few people saying it's a robbery. But yeah, everybody for the most part saying they thought Roach that viewed with us tonight.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I think Tank was explaining why he went to the corner for the towel. We were kind of on top of that. He said he was wiping, I don't know if he said grease or whatever, but he was wiping something out of his eyes. But still, I think they could have done a better job bringing the referee over and asking the referee why he allowed that. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I just think the television really. I'm not looking to knock anyone here, but I think they could have, the producer, the director, they could have done a better job. Even the commentators could have said, "Hey guys, I want the ref. I want the ref. I want to talk to the ref. I want to ask what happened here. What was going on? Why did he let him go on a knee, take a timeout, go to the corner, and then come back and not do anything? Allow that to happen. Why?
that needs to be answered. I mean, a guy takes a knee, it should be a knockdown, right? Mandatory knockdown.
Yeah. Hey, Lamont, go ahead. You're allowed to talk whatever you want. Thank you. I agree. We were on top of that one, but he took a knee.
Yeah.
That constitutes, he got in with the jab before that. That constitutes technically a knockdown. The referee blew it. The referee blew that. He blew that.
He did. That's purely on the ref. You can't even say instant replay, right? Because if you went back, it's still on the ref's discretion. You let it go.
It's 100%. But the referee pushed him. He's right. That's a 10-8 round. He's the champion right now.
Yeah, we got to get the rematch. There's too much inconclusive with this fight. Besides thinking Roach did enough without some of that controversy. Not making excuses for Tank or taking anything away from Roach. He didn't seem himself tonight. Just mentally, his body language, complaining to the referee, the points you made, touching gloves in between rounds, bringing a new trainer into this fight with Barry Hunter. Just seemed like something was off going into this fight. Easier to say now, but
100%. And look, we know that his outside life could be, he's had situations, put it that way, where his outside life can be, at the very least, distracted. So we don't know. We don't know. We do know that you got to be right mentally when you're fighting at the top level, not just physically. He was in shape, you can see that. But to your point, Bud, my point would be this, or to your point, that if he wasn't himself tonight, it was because the Roach made him not himself. Because he didn't get intimidated. Gervonta's used to breaking guys down mentally and physically. He is. And bullying guys a little bit. He didn't have that tonight. I'm not saying he's not still a tremendous fighter. He is. But I think that that's what you're talking about when you're trying to put your finger on it and identify it. I think what you're trying to identify is why was Gervonta not himself? And I think it had everything to do with Roach, that he backed him up when he didn't think he would back him up. He didn't get intimidated. He fought fire with fire. He came right back at him. He didn't give an inch. When he talked to him, he talked right back. He didn't allow himself in any way to be intimidated. He bullied the bullies. He pushed back a guy who used to be the guy doing that to other people, bullying the guys, intimidating guys, breaking guys. He got a taste of his own medicine, if you will. And it didn't taste good. And I think that was a part of, to your point, of him not being himself. He became not himself. I think he came in there to be himself, but Roach gave him something he had never gotten before. A guy fight right back at him. Right back at him. I think to me, that's what happened. And I give Roach damn credit, him and his team, a lot of credit for being ready and executing that fight plan. Tremendous. The only bad thing is that he probably didn't get his just desserts, but at least he got two things. He got the draw. I know he don't get the title, but it's not a loss, and it's a win in a way that when you're a minus 1,600 dog, and most people are thinking, or a lot of people are thinking you won. In that way, you won. Your stock went through the roof.
Yeah, no question. Will he be able to duplicate that performance though in the rematch? I think we have to get the rematch, right? We're gonna hold off on what's next for Tank, Shakur, this and that. It has to be Roach.
Yeah, it might be somebody else too. It might be a man named Turkey Al-Sheikh, who really is the face of boxing right now, quite frankly. He might say, hey, you want to do the rematch? How would you like to do it in a place called Riyadh for a few extra dollars. Maybe even quite a few extra dollars. How would you like to do that? You never know. You never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
it's a rough month or two now for that referee Willis as well. He is the ref who did the 20 count in Detroit. Remember the 20 count?
Which fight?
The 20 count. How many other fights have there been 20 counts? When the guys were out of the ring, both exhausted, tackled the guy.
God. Oh my God, that was terrible.
Yeah, he's
Who
having.
were they?
He's having.
Who were the fighters though? I don't remember.
It was heavyweights,
Yeah.
smaller show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a DAZN promotion. It was on the
Yeah,
Clarissa Shields undercard.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, it was. That was ridiculous. That was out of control. Yeah, he's not having a good month. I'm telling you, that's the problem. That's the problem with boxing. There's no watchdog. There's no accountability. There's no police. There's nobody in the watchtower to say, okay, all right, there's no national commission to say, okay, listen, I want you in my office Monday morning. We're going to watch this. You got to explain to me what the hell you did here or what you didn't do because you didn't give an 8 count. You let him go to the corner. Last I checked, the rules have not changed in boxing. There are no timeouts. What did you do? Why did you do that? And if I don't get the right answer, you're suspended. You're suspended. There's got to be rules. There's got to be accountability. There's no accountability in boxing. There has to be somebody in charge to hold officials responsible. To say, hey, you got a bad decision with the judging. You know what? You're getting sat down now for 6 months. And then you come back, we'll let you come back on a smaller card. And if you don't improve your behavior, you're going to be suspended again. And if you're suspended 2 times within a certain time period, you're in danger of getting your license yanked. There has to be rules. There has to be somebody in charge, again, that says, hey, you're coming into my office Monday, and you better leave there by explaining to me how the hell I'm going to allow you to continue to be an active referee after that.
Yeah. And, I mean, a guy takes a knee, it's a knockdown, period, right? I mean, the great fight when Dundee told Ali, go out there and run around, right? It wasn't go take a knee, get a timeout.
That's a good way of putting it. That's a good way of putting it. After all, I mean, he's not in your business, the football business. He wasn't making a fair catch.
But if you did that, we know it's a touchback.
Well, that's true.
You do that, we know it's a knockdown. It has to be.
That's very true. That's very true.
Well, some of the viewers are asking, based off of that, who wins the rematch?
Well, I think you touched it as good as anyone, Bud. The question would then be, did Roach have the greatest night of his life? Which he did. The answer is yes. Can he duplicate it? Can he be that perfect again, mentally and physically? Game plan, execution. Can he, because you still got a dangerous guy. Tank's going to know he has to be better. Tank's going to know what he's got in front of him. I'm going to use one of your quotes. I remember one time I asked you were a great scout in the NFL and for 15 years. And I remember one time I asked you, I said, how come that quarterback had such a good year and the next year he flopped? Kind of like a fighter having a great fight, then the next fight, not so good. And I remember asking you, and you said, Bud, because now we got film on him. Now we know what to expect from the guy. Now we know what the guy can do. We didn't know that. Well, Tank's got film on Roach now, to your point. And he knows what to expect now. And if there was a level of unexpectation of catching Tank a little off guard, overlooking him, which I think there could be. It's human. That ain't going to be there the next time. So to answer the question to the question of those fans, which is a very good question. Roach is now known what he is. You know, the cat's out of the bag. There's not going to be an element of surprise. Tank's going to know what he's dealing with. So he's going to have to be every bit as good, maybe even better, but every bit as good. Can he do that? Can he do that? And then there's the other part. I'm not going to go back on what I said to the fans earlier. When you win the title, you become 30% better. Well, Roach didn't win the title technically, but he knows that he could have. The confidence, the knowledge, the answers to those questions, can I compete at this level, have been answered. And that's a good question to be answered going into a rematch.
Yeah, no question. Seems like everybody here thinks Roach won that fight, but we'll get the rematch hopefully, and we'll find out the next time. With a lot of good body work by Tank that could be overlooked too in spots. But I thought if one man had to win the fight, for me, it was Roach.
You know what I love, Bud? I loved he did what he had to do on the outside for the most part with the jab. And then he outdid himself on the inside. He did what he went into the other guy's territory inside in the trenches. I didn't know if he could do that. I doubted if he could do that. And he did. He went inside, he got inside the eye of the storm, he got safe. He punched inside the shots, he threw short, straight, accurate right hands. He used that right hand beautifully. He used the counter left hook beautifully. But man, he used that straight right hand like a javelin, like a Joe Louis right hand. Beautiful. And speaking of body work, Bud, don't discount Roach. He did some body work too.
Yeah, he did.
He did some.
No, he fought great. He fought disciplined. He was poised. Tremendous effort by him.
Any more questions by the families?
We had Matt Borgeson just said, this is like Bevo better be. Lamont Roach knows he can swim with the boogeyman. He will win the next fight, in my opinion, like Bevo did.
I like it. What's that fan's name?
Matt Borgeson.
Hey, Matt. I like it, Matt. You're the boogeyman, Matt.
A lot of people saying highway robbery. A lot of viewers upset with this decision tonight.
I see it. I see it. I see it. I can see it. And Bud, we were on top of some. We were on top of some early on when some was different, some was in the air, some was a miss. When Tank touched him, nobody else talked about that. When Tank touched him around the fifth round, I think it was around the fifth, whatever it was. I said, wait, that's different. That's different. Wait a minute, that Tank doesn't do that.
That was a great point because he doesn't do that. And that was very telling. That usually, yeah, he is, like we said earlier, brushing you off. He is, have that arrogance to him, so to speak. So that was a great point, and it was telling to maybe where his mindset was and trying to make friends in there. But what a fight. Good fight.
Yeah, it was a heck of a good fight. In spots they were playing very dangerous chess. Yeah, that's right. Most people would think I'm going to use that reference on the outside, nothing's going on, but you can play tight chess. They played a game of tight chess on the inside. They really did. Man, oh man. And it was almost checkmate. Not quite.
Just going back to that knockdown, I mean, I've never seen that. Have you ever seen that before? Has there ever been?
Not the knockdown, but what could have been.
Well, yeah, the taking the knee.
The fair catch. I mean, I've seen guys take the knee, but they take it when they're getting hurt to break up the rhythm of the fight of hurting them, to stop the onslaught. They take an 8 count purposely, knowing it's going to be a 10-8 round, just to survive the onslaught, just to survive the round. I've seen that. When a guy's hurt, he goes to a knee, again, to escape what's coming at him for the moment. But I've never seen a guy take a knee so he could go wipe his grease from his eye in a corner and get away with it. I mean, again, he broke the rules. There are no timeouts. I guess there are now. I guess there's timeouts. If you're 30-0 and you're a big pay-per-view attraction, I guess you're allowed to call timeout. Only in this sport. Only in this sport. Only in this sport. Really, Bud.
He called the timeout tonight. That's what he did.
Where would you see? He did, Bud. Where would you see in any other sport where somebody could just disregard the rules and get away with it? Just disregard the rules. Just say, nah, I'm doing this. Just I'm doing this. That's all. Yeah. I mean, just how about Tom Brady? He's up at the line of scrimmage, right? 4th down and goal. 3 seconds left. No timeouts. He decides to walk off to the side and have a little chat with Bill Belichick. What? Yeah. He walks off. Bill, listen. You sure you want to run that play on this? Because I think there's another play I'd rather run. Tom, you can't do that. Do you think he'd get away with it? No. The referee wouldn't let him. Why? Because there's rules. There's accountability. There's enforcement of what the hell is the sense of having rules if there's no enforcement of those rules? That's boxing in a nutshell.
Yeah, that was insane. Insane to call a timeout like that. Incredible.
If you guys want us to really, really go insane, come to the podcast Monday, because we will be talking about this. We will also be talking about insanity in Ireland in the fight this afternoon for the #1 contender for welterweight, for the right to fight for the world title with Paddy Donovan and Crocker, where again the referee he stole the win from Paddy. Just stole it. Said, oh no, you're not going to win, even though you're knocking them down, you're busting them up, you're winning every round. No, I'm going to disqualify you. Just like that. Bang. I'm going to disqualify you.
Yeah, you said it best. Only in boxing, right? Only in boxing can you call a timeout and take a knee. I do think, last comment before we wrap it up here, Matt Borgeson was asking, and I think it's a good point. Tank talked so much before the fight about only a couple more fights of retiring. Do you think that mentality rubbed off on him a little bit, 1 foot out the door, and maybe that led into tonight's performance?
Again, Matt's getting closer and closer to being called the boogeyman. He's getting close. I think that's a good point. I think it's possible. I think when you start talking about getting out, whether it's 1 fight or 2 fights or 3 fights, you start thinking differently than you were thinking before. And when you start thinking differently than you were thinking before, different things can happen. You could do things you wouldn't do before. You've already opened the door to the possibility that this ain't important no more, or as important anymore. And once you open up that door, well, a win can come through, a chilling win, a losing win, if you will. I'm a poet and I know it, like Muhammad Ali. Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier's so ugly. When he cries, he sees his eyes. No, I'm sorry. I'm not Muhammad Ali. I definitely am not Muhammad Ali. But I'll give it another try. Joe Frazier's so ugly that when he cries, his tears see his eyes. No, tears. Oh, his tears see his face, and they crawl back in his eyes. Now, this may shock and amaze you, but I'm going to retire smoking Joe Frazier. All right, I got to make up for that. I got to do one more because I butchered that. So I'll do one more. No, all right? Please allow me to redeem myself. Wherever I go, people ask about how it goes south. They say, is his hair really phony? And I say, no, but I hear most of it come from the tail of a pony.
Yeah, those are great ones. Well, we'll leave it there, bud, unless you got anything before we sign off. We're not going to get to talk about Shakur Stevenson and all these other fights. Instead, we're going to talk about this fight and hopefully the rematch.
Yeah, be there, be square with us Monday. We'll be doing it tomorrow on Sunday, working, and we'll be up, ready and up and at 'em for your approval and watching on Monday. Talk about everything boxing. We'll be talking about the UFC. We'll preview the UFC show next week, which is the Great Pereira. Talk about a puncher. Wow. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the Donovan craziness, controversy that happened in that fight. We'll be talking about this fight, a couple of the fights tonight, and whatever else my son directs me to talk about, or you guys direct my son to have me talk about.
Yeah. Now, last question came from Tarzan. He was just saying, so Tank loses tonight. Who's the next superstar in the weight class? Well, we're going to have to wait to see, right?
You might have just saw him. You might have just saw him. You got Roach. But look, there's a lot of good fighters.
Yeah, we got Keyshawn Davis. We got Shakur Stevenson. Obviously, the great Lomachenko still there.
Yeah, he's getting a little old, but he's so great. He's so special. I don't know if he's going to fight anymore, though, but he's so great. I would go with Keyshawn Davis. If I had to go with somebody real quick, I think he's found himself. He's finding himself. He's talented. He's a great amateur pedigree. He was a silver medalist in the Olympics. He's sitting down on punches. He's got quick hands. He's got length. He's got size. He controls space. He can also go into space on the inside. He just won the title. He's confident. I think for the last year I've been watching him. He's getting better and better and better. I would put some money on him.
Yep. All right. Well, if you guys want to hear more, tune in podcast Monday, and we'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for joining us. Please make sure to subscribe, like, comment. We'll see you guys soon.
And thank my buddy, will you guys, because he was sick.
Better now. Thanks, bud. Enjoyed watching it with you.
Me too.